Okay, here's just a quick video tutorial showing you how to use the Kindergarten Carousel archives. So once you click the link provided, it'll take you to this page here, and it'll say download the kca.zip, which stands for, again, Kindergarten Carousel Archives. You're going to click download anyway. You might have to click it once or twice because it's a little bit finicky, the download button here. But once you download it, it will take some time to download. Note the size is 540 megs zipped. It's about 700 unzipped. So just make sure you take note of that file size requirement and that you have the necessary amount of storage on your computer. So once it downloads, again, it will take probably around 5 minutes to download because it's so large. You can go ahead and open the file. It'll take you to a screen like this. And at this point, we're going to extract it all. And the extraction process will also take a few minutes since it is quite large. And I'll just wait for this to go. Okay, so it has finished downloading here, and it should be in your download files. So once you open it up, you'll see Kindergarten Carousel Archives. And then you'll be presented with the two options here. So the first one is you're going to open the Flash player. The Flash player is standalone, so you don't need to have it installed. If you're on a board device, it's not an installer, it's just completely standalone. So you just open it and it runs here. And then at this point, you can do one of two things. You can do File, Open, and you can browse to go into the download folder again and go into the step 2 area, which is over here, step 2, or you can just play it once, the Flash player, and then go into step 2 here, and you can find all of the activities here. I've sorted them and used the sort of the category that was listed on the original Kindergarten Carousel archives. That sort of gives you a little bit of information about what the activity is actually about. And so we'll just open one here. So counting bunny hops. Once you open the file, depending on the activity, there'll be a bunch of stuff in here. What you're looking for is a .swf file. Again, you're looking for .swf. It could sometimes be called preloader. It could sometimes be called content.swf, or it could be the name of the actual Kindergarten Carousel.swf. So whichever one it is, you're going to double click that. And then at this point,
Bunny hops.
There we
Bunny
go.
loves to hop.
So at this point, the carousel will play. And so if you're in-person learning, then you can obviously just connect this to some sort of interactive whiteboard. You can project this. You have the sound going from the computer, and you can do this with your class. You can make it full screen, etc., and just do it with your class in front of you. During remote learning that we have right now, there is a little bit of difficulties in terms of presenting this while you are projecting your screen. The issue becomes that you cannot project this and also talk at the same time. The reason being is because this is not a tab in Google Chrome. You cannot project the audio from this nicely. You can project it, and the way to project it is to, I'm just going to open up my Meet here. So if you have Google Meet, this is using Google Meet. You're going to present now. You're going to do a window, and then you're going to present your Adobe Flash Player window. So, so now you can see Google Meet is sharing a window, and your students will now be able to see this window. The problem is the sound does not go through. I have tested it, and the sound doesn't go through, unfortunately. Again, Google made an update to Meet that allows you to play sound through a tab. When you go to present and you present a tab, it works there, but with an actual window or your full screen, it does not work nicely. So the workaround is to, on stop presenting, the workaround is to go to settings, and then you have to go to microphone, and you do stereo mix. So what this does is it takes away the microphone, capabilities. So your class won't be able to hear you, but they will hear the Flash player activity. Okay, so just make sure you set it to stereo mix, and then the students will be able to hear the activity. So at that point, once you change it to stereo mix, if you want to talk to your students, then you'll have to join the meet through another device, and you can talk to your students through that other device. You will have to mute that device when you play the activity, obviously, or else there will be feedback. So there's a little bit of some testing, some trial and error to go on to get the two devices to work nicely and to work with your own workflow. Otherwise, if you don't want the sound, you can work without the sound from the Carousel, and then you can just read it to your students. You can do that too, and you can go through the activity just reading it without sound from the Carousel. That's an option as well. Do some testing before you launch this with students, just to make sure that it works. But otherwise, hopefully this is helpful, at least a little bit to you. Thanks, and take care.